Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here's the update on the news today. So, breaking: GBM's nephew Adolphus Mubanga has been jailed for 2 years for 2 years by the Economic and Financial Crimes Court on 3 counts of possession of property suspected to be proceeds of crime. And then Chawa comments in the comment section, says, "Next convict, please. And I hope the same properties have been forfeited to the state." So that's what's happening in the GBM camp. More comments with regard to the same case or update. Already it's been, someone says, Nicholas Mulenga says, already he has served one year when he was being tried. Today is his 2nd year. So wonderful news. Someone responds to that. 2 years is not enough. This will not stop would-be offenders. So people having a response to that update. Then what happens to the property? People are curious to find out. This is Collins Avenzu response to say what happens to the property. And yeah, so that's what's happening in that camp. And then more comments. This is from Albert. GBM is now shivering. The wind is in his neighborhood. So proceeds of crime, people just laugh it off. It's giving an indication of who's next. Just those are the comments on that particular update. Someone says it's not his nephew, that's his brother-in-law. And then someone says 2 years back to Wupuwa. And what about the properties in question? Are they forfeited? So people want to know if those properties have been forfeited to the state or not. And then Kaoma simply reacts to say, how about the giant politicians? And then someone responds to that, say, just imagine awesome stuff. What of the property? So most of the questions are with regard to the property. What happens to the property that is regarded as proceeds of crime? What is Lungu should pave way? Sunday Chanda. This is the PF MP that is neither on Mao Sampa's side or Edgar Lungu's camp. He seems to be neutral or simply pursuing his own agenda. So he says, Kanchibia Member of Parliament Sunday Chanda says, he believes former President Edgar Lungu has had his time and should now allow for someone else to take over leadership of the Patriotic Front. Speaking when he featured on the Radio Phoenix Let the People Talk program yesterday, Mr. Chanda said, Mr. Lungu had his time for over 5 years and should now pave way to mentor the emerging set of leadership for the Patriotic Front. And then people react to that. Well said, Honorable. We need strong opposition party to give checks and balances, not just leadership struggle within PF of the PF. Lungu should have this type of people around him. Well said. So people just commend him more. Commending Kanchibia Member of Parliament to say it's more of a neutral mind. So this MP has brains. More people reacting to that. Also, please advise government on the issue of increasing beer prices without increasing beer percentage. That's just a comment from someone that is in the festive season mood. And then, so someone responds to say, Sandy Shanda is an opportunist and a danger to Zambia. He is a sellout and he has rebelled against his own party. So it's a mixed kind of reactions with regard to Sandy Shanda. And then Mao Sampa also has got a case. This has been updated by Chief Tayari. He says, Mao Sampa and Morgan Ngona to appear before court tomorrow. Now we are talking. Let's talk about it. You deem me to be, you deem me, but you know that I have brains and eloquent. Pretty much saying that he already stated prior to this to say Mao Sampa was supposed to be taken to police instead of the PF taking him to court. Because if he was charged with, because these cases that he's been charged with 3 counts of, 3 offenses, this is forgery and perjury, and a number of cases that Shupatayari has stated here to say, if the Edgar Lungu camp had used this format when going against Mao Sampa, they stood more chance than going through the court. But anyway, even in reverse, it works the same. And then people react to that. Clifford Mumvula says, you have demeaned yourself severely. What makes you think others can demean you since you always demean yourself? Pretty much responding to Chief Adadi saying people demean him, that he has no brains, but most of the ideas they get from him. And then someone says, no one demeans you, you demean yourself. So that's what's happening with regard to the Mao Sampa issue. And then someone says the problem with you is that you are unstable and but I know it because we want Salah. So people seem to understand Chief Tayari to say you're unpredictable. And then someone says, Davison says, Tayari Icheme, you are one kind that plays both sides of the fence. And then Mao Sampa used this illustration. So on the right, on the screen, what you see, that's late FTJ, President Frederick Titus Chilova. And then on the left, that's Edgar Lungu. And then Mao Sampa says, it is not the former presidents that I blame. It's those that surround and hijack them after they leave office. History does not have to repeat itself. May the future break this cycle in Zambia. So pretty much illustrating that eventually all presidents, after they leave office, they find themselves on that bench in court. And then people in his comment section, Muli Nesha responds, say, I like your double standard life. One day you confess and force the forces pushing you. So people with no morals shouldn't be quiet. Loyalty defines a man. Responding to Mao Sampa's post. Emmanuel Mwamba put up this post that was just updated now by News Diggers. So Christmas comes early for UPND card as Maiteta given to get 900,000 kwacha. So state our awards obvious Maiteta 900,000 kwacha compensation for forced imprisonment. So that's the latest compensation that is currently taking place in the nation. This has just happened a couple of minutes ago. It was updated just now. And someone responds to the same post. It says, and he tags the president. President Hakainde, my advice to you is to control how this compensation game is going up. The people you claim voted for you are living in abject poverty right now. I am here where I'm passing in Kamanga area, but you are giving millions to your friends for nothing. As for me, I am fine. I can afford anything I want in Zambia. Just pity the ordinary citizens. So that's a reaction from people. And then the same individual responds to say, by the time it's 2026, Mr. Ichirema will even leave Zambia broke. And then different from Teddy. Teddy brings up different sets of evidence to say, I guess they will stop when they equal the what Mr. Dikando Kalaluka, the then Attorney General under Edgar Chagalungu agreed to pay one individual in the name of the Wismosha $4.1 million, equivalent to 75 million kwacha. So he says that maybe when they reach that amount, that's when they'll stop, because that amount was given to one particular individual. So this is the case that he cites. This was published on 23rd August 2021. So Attorney General agrees to pay for over $4.1 million to Mosha in a ShopRite theft case. So that's what he was referring to, say when they reach that amount with these compensations, maybe that's when the UPND will also stop. And then finally, this was posted by Chief Hedayari. This is the video of Shadrach Kasanda leaving police custody and then going home and being celebrated by his friends. So Chief Hedayari says, finally, Shadrach Kasanda is home after being granted bail. These people have suffered. I do not know why we have to treat each other like this. Nonetheless, we thank God and all those that made it possible. So he was celebrated by his friends, Shadrach Kasanda. This is the guy involved in the gold scandal case. And then people say, we're going to hear everything after the UPND government leaves. That's what Emmanuel Banda says. We saw this coming. He's just too rich to be jailed. That's another point of view. And then say that the soap is not going to spill the Chilemba in 2026, meaning Kasanda knows something. This is where this case, the best they can do for this case is make it public. Let cameras be allowed in that case so the public can evaluate the information, because if they just leave it open like this, each individual is going to spin the case the way they want it. Propaganda will be sent. But if the public has access to view on what's going on with this case, no one is able to manipulate another individual. So that's the best way the government or the state or the courts can proceed with this case. Otherwise, holding it in secret or privacy will just leave people making up stories of their own. What is ZRA raids Sparks Mining over tax evasion? The Zambia Revenue Authority has uncovered a suspected tax evasion scheme involving fraudulent recovery of input value added tax, VAT, and underpayment of mineral royalties and non-disclosure of income orchestrated by Baba Kabaso Mulenga, the proprietor of Sparks Mining Limited in Chingola. So that's what's going on with Sparks Mining. They raided his mine in Chingola today. That's the ZRA. And they brought up those cases. And then someone says Mosha Sakala simply responds to them. If that's the case, they will probably have to look up a lot of Jerabos on the copper belt, because I doubt it if most of the businesses have proper financial records. The best is probably to come up with a settlement agreement and tell the Jerabos to hire professional accounting staff that will help them formalize their operations, because I foresee a lot of businesses being closed if the ZRA will be very rigid. I do not in any way support tax evasion, but just looking at it from the business in a business point of view and the number of workers that might be affected, or that this might affect. So he says, instead of them just reading this, let them just educate the Jerabos, and they agree on a settlement plan and like closing up their businesses. And then some more reactions to that say, apply the same standard and the zeal to foreign-owned companies. So people are simply saying, I mean, if that's what's happening to local companies, might as well apply the same yardstick to foreign entities. And we'll wait and see what happens with this case. That's the update so far, ladies and gentlemen.